Hello, people. Back for another episode for shits and giggles.
We
We've
are
been doing
back.
it in it, but we in it to win it.
We back. We back. We back. And we are unfiltered and unbothered. Okay. So just to go through all the housekeeping, okay, we're here for my therapeutic purposes. Maybe even Clay's, but he won't admit that. But we're here for my therapeutic purposes, not for your entertainment. But if you still happen to be entertained by this, then it's a win-win for everyone. And to everyone we have not yet offended, please be patient. We will get to you shortly. We're back. Thank you for your patience. We had a long vacation, but we are back with a vengeance. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. You know what? I've been gone for so long that I even learned how to swim. Damn it! Ha!
True.
It's one of the best feelings that I can actually jump into a pool. I'm not afraid that I'm gonna sink to the bottom and drown. So yeah, I took swimming lessons. Big 40-year-old man taking swimming lessons. Yo, I got it done. So at least now, if I get thrown in water, I ain't worried about drowning. So yeah, I had a pretty good weekend and been pretty good. Can't complain.
I commend you because I still don't know how to swim. And I mean, I would probably try swimming lessons, but I don't feel like it's going to work for me. I don't like water in my ears. I'm not going to open my eyes underwater. So,
That's what goggles are for, sweetie.
and I don't have strong lung capacity. I can't even blow up a balloon. So that whole breathing in the water and so it's not going to work for me.
All this kind of shortens your lung capacity. Just saying.
Don't judge.
I'm
Please
not
don't.
judging. I'm just telling you what's hindering your capabilities of getting better, stronger lung capacity.
What I recognize that, I receive that, and I own that, right? At the end of the day, I'm not looking to go out in no body of water anyways, so I'm good. I don't go on cruises because I don't like to be on boats where I can't see land, whether it be a ferry or anything else. I need to see land. I need to see land. I need to see where the best is.
What's so wrong about going on a freaking cruise?
Did you see what happened during COVID?
Jesus. So we're gonna base the rest of our lives based on one freaking event, manufactured event that the world experienced. And I said that manufactured event
Okay.
that the world experienced. I would still go on a cruise, um, but just not right now.
Yeah, I don't think I want to be in such close, like, even if COVID's the flu, right? There's a lot of different things that people carry around. There's little scabies and shit like that that I don't want. So I don't want to be in that close quarters with people. I need an escape route. It's hard for me to go somewhere where I don't have an escape route. That's my
Well, your
main.
escape rope is jumping off shit. Just go overboard. You'll escape real quick. You won't survive, but you
And
definitely have an escape route. I'm just just
that
giving
brings
you.
me back to I can't swim, right? So
I
that's
just said that's what I'm trying to say. You'd have an escape route, but it'll be permanent. It'll be a permanent. It'll be a.
and that's where the walking, talking risk assessment in me will tell me not to get on the friggin' boat to begin with. You know what I mean?
I'm just messing with you.
Because
That's
I
all.
know because I know what's up, and I'm weighing out all the scenarios, all the different possibilities. I'm not doing it.
I
I'm
get
not.
it.
I'll stay on land. It's hard enough for me to fly, right? So, but at least the flight's over quicker
You'll die
in,
faster too if it crashes.
in one way or another. Yeah, but I feel like a plane crash is a lot less painful than drowning.
Did you know what I just said? You'll die quicker, hundred
Yeah,
percent.
I'm
If
okay
it
with.
goes on the right angle. Anyways, I
I,
don't
I,
want to
I,
talk about more fish shit. I'm not trying to die. Knock on wood. So it's all good.
Speaking of death, you know, we'll do this really quickly. R.I.P. to Dr. Ruth. R.I.P. to Richard Simmons. R.I.P. Shannon Doherty. R.I.P. Jacoby Jones. Jacoby Jones just turned 40 4 days ago. Died in his sleep.
Is
Died in his-
it is it bad for me to say I don't know who the hell Jacoby Jones is?
He's a former NFLer. Played for the Ravens the last time Ray Lewis played in the Super Bowl.
Okay, okay,
Let's go where the lights went out.
yeah.
Who won that one?
Oh yeah. When they played San Fran that year, That was the year that they played Colin Kaepernick.
Right. It was Flacco against Kaepernick.
Yeah.
Well, Kaepernick doesn't have a ring, does he?
No.
Okay, so Baltimore.
Wasn't. I think Kaepernick, hindsight, I think he only played 3 seasons in total. It's that much.
Moving right along. Yeah, so we're gonna dive into a couple of things here. I'm gonna let you start. Let's see what you start with. I'm gonna let you surprise me.
Well, I'm going to talk about Mr. Trump and the sniper that missed. So let me just be very clear. I'm not advocating for anybody to be sniped, hurt, or damaged in any way, shape, or form. But if you're a sniper, what kind of sniper misses so far off?
Maybe it was just supposed to be a warning shot. And let's just say, let's reiterate, we do not promote violence on this channel. We don't promote that.
I just find it weird. That's all I'm saying. It's just
a lot of things I find weird. Here's the thing. Okay. So the sniper missed from 150 meters. Okay. 150 meters. And you've got you've got pretty good range there. And it's an open space. It's not like there's a whole bunch of obstacles in his way, right? Buddy's standing on an elevated surface at a podium pretty much by himself because nobody was really close by. We'll get to that after, right? It missed from 150 feet. Now, aside from that, we got Secret Service. Secret Service is supposed to be this, like, well-oiled machine, right? How did this guy end up on this roof? And the spectators, now that I've gone through a lot of the video that people have uploaded and all the audio and everything, the spectators saw the sniper. They saw the shooter before shots were fired. How did the Secret Service not see him or any of the other law enforcement that was there? How did they not?
It all depends on. Listen, if he's not walking with a backpack and have a bunch of shit on him, now the frig are they gonna know he's going somewhere to go snipe somebody? So I mean, I won't really get too in the weeds with that. With that being said, the fact that everybody saw him and nobody really paid attention to him, I don't know.
It's not like he was walking around the grounds. The spectator saw him on the roof. He was already on the roof. He was walking. He was walking from roof to roof trying to find a position before he found the position that he took. And the spectators saw this, right? And they're voicing it. So how did Secret Service, who were on an adjacent roof, not see him, right? That's one thing, okay? Apparently, there was law enforcement that did spot him on that roof, and an officer got up a ladder or however he was elevated, right? He got up to the roof. The sniper saw him. They made eye contact. The sniper pointed the gun at him, and he took cover, right? That's what radios are for. Right? So why wasn't he taken out at that point? Then, again, watching the footage, 3 shots are fired before Secret Service moves in to cover Trump. That's a little strange to me. Because there was pop, 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 and then it was get down. And he had already covered his ear and started to go down on his own before Secret Service moved in.
And I don't know if you've noticed, nobody jumped on him per se. It was kind of like, hey, can you get down?
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen other people shot. So I watched parts of, well, I don't think that's a good one to watch. When Kennedy got shot, somebody jumped on him immediately, even though half his head was gone by the time they got on top of him. But I mean, I saw Secret Service dive. Like, it was like he got shot, boom, they were on him. There was nobody on Trump, which was really strange because it took a while before, and he went down slowly, almost like almost like it was a cinema, like they took their time to get him down. So like,
and then, so these kind of things make me wonder, like, did they want this to happen? Because the way Secret Service is supposed to move, they're supposed to move in real quick. They shouldn't have been that fast to begin with. And then it's almost like they were asking him to go down, like you said, right? Not like get down, and jump on him. And then even once they were on him, once they got information that, you know, the threat was neutralized, right?
He stood up with the bloody ear.
Then he gets up, they get up with him and hear him, let me get my shoe, let me get my shoe, let me get my shoe. And then they want to cart him off and he's like, wait. And then he puts up the fist. How does Secret Service allow all of that?
I know.
You know what I mean?
Very, very strange. It's
The whole
not
thing is very strange to me. And then another thing that's strange, I've never seen in person or in any type of video, right, where there's a shooting and people just stand in place. People scatter. Everybody just stood there. I didn't see anybody leave those bleachers, right?
You're right.
And apparently a man got his head torn off. So how is it that nobody's responding to that? When Trump put his fist in the air, all of a sudden it was USA, USA, USA. People stood up in the crowd like this did not just happen.
So before you go any further, I'm going to tell you this, and I'm not advocating for left or right, but that tells you the type of people that support Trump. And that's a scary, very scary place. Okay?
Right.
Shots are fired, nobody moves, and everybody cheers once he gets up with the bloody ear. It's not typical. I get it. You want to be patriotic and, you know, I'm American and I've survived this. That's not the time for that. It's not the time for that. So that goes to tell you the type of people that support this individual.
Exactly.
By nature, I don't want to get too political here. I think if I was American, I would probably be a Republican by nature, only because they align with some of the ideologies that I have. I would not be a Democrat.
You
So,
know,
anyways, I don't want to. Nobody send me any hate mail because I'll tell you straight, kiss my ass. Because I'm not taking a political stance. I'm just more or less stating an opinion. With that being said, they do align with a lot of the ideologies that I agree with, and I just Trump is just completely out to lunch. It's just something doesn't make sense about that whole thing, right?
I don't know if I'd use the word ideologies, but the values that I stand by and stand firm on, they align with, just like, let's say, the conservatives here in our country, right? But I just find it really, really strange how this whole thing played out. Now, I understand that Americans are all about their guns, gun toting, like, you know, Second Amendment, all that shit, right? But it just was, this was a family event. There were kids there. You know what I mean? So it just played out. A lot of it was just really, really strange to me. And I'm not saying that it didn't happen because, and keep in mind that we're opinionated here. We're too opinionated here, right? So most of our stuff is opinion, but there are facts. When we deal with facts, we'll let you know we deal with facts. Everything is allegedly, right? So we're dealing with our opinions here, but it just seems really, really strange to me how this whole thing played out. Because again, like, most people run for cover. You don't know where the shots are coming from. You're not going to sit there. Like, I'd rather be a moving target than a sitting duck, right? A moving target is harder to hit. If you stay stationary, you're donezo. You know what I mean? They seemed a little too comfortable with the situation. And it wasn't just 1-2 shots that went off. You know? So the whole situation seems just a little bit strange. And the shooter was a registered Republican. But they can't seem to find a motive. They haven't found any like ideologies that he aligns with or anything like that. They haven't found anything really. So I don't want to say that it was an inside job, but I feel like it was an inside job.
I'm not even going to comment on that.
I feel like it was an inside job. And what's going to happen now is, of course, it's going to boost his popularity because now look.
He's a living martyr, is what I call him. Right? He survived the bullet to the ear. He's almost going to be considered a war veteran.
Right? And now he's going to fist pumping everywhere he goes now, right? Because they're loving the fist pump. They're riding for the fist pump right now. And even like the other side, they're in the middle of this like election. They're leading up to this election, and they're running against each other. Now the other side has softened their rhetoric, right? Because now he's a victim.
Well, did they soften their rhetoric, or did the other side forget their rhetoric? I'm
Well,
talking about Biden.
they pulled up. Pulled up.
Can you remember his rhetoric?
They pulled. Oh shit.
Isn't your name Sasha? Sorry, Allison. Sorry, I called you by the wrong name.
Okay, we're not even gonna go there. That's a different thing, a different level. We're not even gonna go there. But anyway, it's
Hey, I
just
don't even know. Hey, I called you a name. I don't even know a girl named Sasha. Just for the record, because Sasha isn't Sasha like a unisex name?
I guess it is. I guess it
Because
is. It's not,
I've
it's
seen.
back to Baron Cohen, right? But I don't really think of unisex when I hear Sasha like I would like Robin or like, you know, what's
Yeah,
another what's another unisex name?
Leslie.
Leslie, Tracy, that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, those are
Yeah.
all.
But I mean, even if I hear Leslie or Tracy, I'm thinking female first. Robin, I'm not sure. Pat, definitely not sure.
Tony, because it's either a Toni or a Tony, right?
Right, that's right. Because your name could be Antoinetta, and you're
Antonella.
oh,
Yeah,
oh,
whatever.
Tony. You're getting called Tony for sure. But yeah, that one I'm watching this. I'm waiting to see how this plays out because the Secret Service has a lot of questions to answer. Because at the end of the day, if if this is real, how did this happen? It was way too easy, way too easy. So either you wanted it to happen, right? You knew it was going to happen because again, other people knew that this guy was there beforehand. Why was he able to fire so many shots before he was eliminated? You know what I mean? So I actually wanted to touch on something too because, you know, politicians came out and they're putting out their statements and whatnot. And did you see the statement by Polyev?
Yeah, I saw it.
Did you see the part at the end where he said he's happy that
Copy that. So I've as a and again, this is not a political platform. And as I was mentioning before, I align myself with certain parties, but I don't align myself with certain aspects of or whatever people. I don't always agree with what people say. So
rhetoric?
when I hear somebody say I'm happy a certain individual is dead, I ask myself, okay, I understand what this individual did, but you're supposed to promote a judicial system. Now, once you start going outside the confines of a judicial system and you're supposed to be a leader, you send the wrong message. So even if I feel like I want a particular individual dead, maybe I shouldn't be saying it.
I wouldn't voice that.
Yeah,
I would not voice
agree.
that.
Agree.
Like, I personally have never wished death on anybody else, no matter what they did. I'd rather someone get their just desserts than, you know what I mean? If you got to be tortured for the rest of your life while you're up there in prison, you know, whatever, whatever, get your ass torn out every now and then, I'm okay with that, right? I'm not wishing death on anybody, and I'm not going to celebrate over another person's demise,
I agree.
right? I feel like that is bad karma,
Bad karma and poor taste.
very poor taste.
For
Very,
for for a politician that's supposed to be polished, you're supposed to be able to choose your words carefully. You and I, nobody gives a shit. Let's face facts. If I say I want so, I'm glad so and so is gone. Nobody gives a shit. A couple people might send a couple tweets in saying I'm a shithead. That's okay. Again, the
you're
show
used
is
to
here
that.
for my the show is it's here for my opinion, right? That's the whole premise of this platform is to state my opinion. But that being said, I don't wish any death on anybody. And not only that, I'm of a firm believer there's no repentance in the grave. I want your ass to be in jail, to be honest. You don't suffer, you don't get to suffer if you're dead. You don't
Yeah,
get to you don't get to learn your lesson if you're dead. You by keeping a person alive and keeping them away from the things that they enjoy, that is more satisfaction for me than watching you blow somebody away and they're like, oh well, you just made this person a martyr for whatever cause that they had, right?
account- accountability. Yeah,
So
yeah, I
that's
agree.
just my take. With that, I'm going to segue into something else now.
Okay.
with the rash of gun violence that's been in the city of Toronto, and I look at it as you know, as we've discussed in the past, we're both PAL members. And for those of people that don't know what a PAL member is, that means we legally are able to purchase um, non-restricted firearms. Okay, non-restricted means that it's not on a list where you know it's prohibited or things of that nature, or basically we can buy legal um, firearms that are not handguns, because handguns are considered restricted
Well,
currently
no,
as a
I don't know about you, but I have restricted and non-restricted. What we don't have is prohibited. And
prohibited. Correction.
now
Correction.
restricted before, and now they're prohibited.
So I segue into that. Thank you for correcting me. I segue into that. So let's, for the argument's sake, you can be grandfathered a handgun, but you can no longer purchase a handgun. Okay? What's killing people on the streets now is handguns, which are supposed to be prohibited. They're banned. And our pussy laws that we have in this country promote the violence. So
Yes,
you
because
have an individual.
who are legally licensed to carry these things, and they're not the ones who are perpetrating these crimes,
No,
right?
not at
Guns
all.
used in these crimes are not registered firearms. They're not registered.
And my beef is two things. I have a problem with the parents of these individuals that are 14 and 15 shooting people. There's no way your kid's in your house and you don't know what the heck is going on. I'm sorry. Yes, you can say I'm judging, but at 14 and 15 years old, you should still know what the heck your kid's doing. I'm sorry. Unless they don't live with you, that's a different can of worms. If they're in your house, there is no damn way you should not know what the heck your kids do. And if you're allowing your kids to do this, you need to be arrested as well. Straight
Yes.
up.
It means that you're not paying attention. It means you're not paying attention, right? Because why are these 14-year-olds on road at that type of hour anyways? Right?
Where are
Why
they
are they
getting the guns? Where are they getting the guns from?
where are they getting the guns from? Well, I feel like a lot of these kids are being recruited by older people because they're not being taught the values at home that should have been instilled in them from young, right? So they're looking at what's on Instagram, fast money, all these people with these stacks of cash, pretending that they're talking on the phone with a stack of cash and shit like that. That's just flashy to them, right? They're attracted to that shit. They just want to see the money. They don't want to work hard for anything, right? What's the point of going to school to only make certain amount of money where I can make da 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 da, right? So I find that these older people target the younger people because they know about the Youth Criminal Justice Act, right? 18th birthday, boom, boom, boom. You have no record, right? Everything's sealed. I think they need to revisit that for certain crimes. I really do think they need to revisit that. Our judicial system right now is fucked because what's happening too is the way it used to work is you get bail, and that's supposed to be okay. Here's your little chance to, clean up yourself, whatever. You breach bail, you're going back up into your trial until everything's settled. It doesn't work like that anymore. You get bail, you breach, you get bail again. You breach, you get bail again. A lot of these people that are being arrested for these carjackings, murders, stabbings, they're already on bail for another violent crime.
So who do we blame? The people that keep bailing them out as well too? Do they not have a hand in this? Right? So if I had a child that decided to choose this type of lifestyle, you're not getting bail from me. I'm not taking money out of my house to take your ass out of. Are you freaking crazy? Hell no. Your ass can sit in there. As a parent, I have failed. That's what I feel like. As a parent, I have failed, and my child's in this predicament. Your ass can sit in there.
Here's the
You're
thing.
bailing them out to do what? To do
The other
what?
the other thing too is here, right? In the States, you have to put that money up or a percentage of it in order to even be able to sign off on this bill. Here, you don't have to do that, right? And I find that when people breach, the person who signed the bill is still not being held accountable either. So what am I losing by continually signing bill for this person? You might not be able to sign bill for the person because they already breached and they might have to find somebody else. Like I've seen situations where somebody signed bail for somebody, right? The person got arrested for assaulting their surety, and the surety was still able to sign bail for them again. You're a victim of the crime that they breached on. You're the victim, and the judicial system will allow that person to sign bail for them again.
So the sad part of all this is you are
It's all
home. So here's how I find our judicial system weird. Someone breaks into your house, you decide to take some sort of arms to defend yourself, and by some means, you didn't kill the person, but you gave this person a firm beating so that they understand that what they did was wrong. Now you're charged with assault.
yeah.
Now you potentially can go to jail. Now you got to get a lawyer. And
Pretending you're
remember, you've got your child and your wife upstairs, whatever the circumstance is. You're defending your household. How is this reasonable? And I'm not saying you killed the person. All you did is because this person's fighting you. You
yeah,
have a black eye. You may even have a broken rib in the process, but you're still getting charged with assault for defending your household. How is that reasonable?
yeah.
How is that reasonable?
You have to defend yourself and see if you can get up. Like that's crazy. That is so crazy.
So you know what you're supposed to do? Stand there and let the person beat you to a pulp and pray the police get there in time that they can scoop your body up off the ground.
It's a 2-minute wait minimum for a live person when you call 911.
You know how much things can happen in 2 minutes?
I
You
passed
know how much damage can be done in 2 minutes?
401 the other day, and there's pedestrians all in a live lane, and the accident looked like it was fresh. There was no emergency vehicles on scene or anything. I called 911. This I have when I came upon the accident, it was right before you get to the DVP. I was coming off at McAllen before I got a live person on the phone, and still had to be transferred to OPP. Right? A lot of shit can happen in 2 minutes. 2 minutes is a long time. People might not think it's a long time, but when you're in a situation, 2 minutes is a long time. Right? I don't know how long does it take to bleed out?
100%. I think after 5 minutes, you can be pretty much toast, in my understanding.
So, and
So
I
if
guess
you've already lost, if you're already gone 2 minutes, and it depends. It all depends on where you get hit. If it hits an artery, 5 minutes is an extremely long time for you to be sitting there. If it's just a regular flesh wound where you're bleeding, you can sit there. You can sit there for hours, to be honest, to a certain degree, as long as it's not what's the word I'm going to say as long as it hasn't hit an artery or a vein. Generally, you'll survive one way or another. You won't bleed out as fast. But yeah, either way, 2 minutes is a long time. And if you really want to know how long 2 minutes is, try holding your breath. Then you'll really see how long. Then you'll see how long 2 minutes is. Right? Try holding your breath for even a minute. Then when you're sitting there and you're starting to start shaking like you're a damn crackhead because you can't breathe, then you'll understand how long 2 minutes is. It's an extremely long time when you're in crisis. Extremely long time when you're in crisis.
Absolutely. So yeah, and 2 minutes can make all the difference in the world. If you're having a stroke, if you're having, you know what I mean. So that something needs to be done about that. Something really, and it's been that way for a while. It's been that way for a few years, right? And it's unacceptable. It's absolutely unacceptable. What's the point? I
All
think
right.
that a lot of people are taking themselves to the hospital, right? Who's waiting 5 minutes? First of all, you got to wait 2 minutes to get somebody on the phone for them to transfer, just for someone to say 911. Would you like police, fire, or ambulance? Then you got to be transferred to the next thing. What if you're not able to talk? What if you have somebody chasing you? What if you have this quick second away from your attacker to make this call, right? And they're coming back to bludgeon you to death. It's
I don't
ridiculous.
know if I ever sent you. I don't know if I ever sent you that article a while ago where a woman was being beaten by her former partner. She ended up being able to get a sharp object. She caught the individual in his leg, caught an artery. He bled out and died. She was in hospital for 4 months. She had a collapsed lung, a broken orbital, some broken ribs,
The story sounds.
and she was still charged with manslaughter. So the whole fact is she stabbed the guy with hopes that she could get away. This guy was beating her to a pulp.
Yeah,
She was in the hospital for 3 months. Collapsed lung. You know how hard you have to beat a person to collapse somebody's lungs and a broken orbital? That means this guy hit her in her eye socket and broke her eye socket.
yeah.
And she was still charged with manslaughter. So I tie this all back to say there needs to be some sort of reform with these laws. You have to be able to. I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want to blanket and say defend. There's a thin line between defending yourself and going off the deep end.
Right.
So if somebody comes to fight you and you crack them one and they fall back and they're hurt, that's defending yourself. You're not standing on top of them looking like a UFC fighter, pounding the living snot out of them. That's over. That's excessive. But I mean, if you and somebody is attacking you and you hit them and they stop, why are you being charged for assault?
And that's the thing. According to the criminal code, you are allowed to use as much force as reasonably necessary
And then
to
why are people still charged?
eliminate the threat, right? However, you'll still be charged. That's your defense. Whereas in the States, you're not getting charged.
I watched the first 48 ones where two guys let a guy into a back room with the gun behind his head. 5 minutes later, the guy that had the gun behind his head came out running. Ultimately, what ended up happening, he killed the two guys, but it was all under self defense. There was clear evidence that he went back there with a gun behind his head. So it was all, I don't know how he was able to get away, but it was all labeled as self defense. So
He,
he ended up not being charged.
he didn't get charged. Exactly. Where here, you'll get charged, but you have to use self-defense as your defense and pray and hope, right, that you get off on that shit.
And not only that, don't forget the financial obligation that comes with that. So if you want to get off, you better get a good lawyer. Because if you get a public defender, your
You
ass
better,
is grass.
you better call Greenspan. Otherwise, you're done, though. So,
Yep.
although I do find that a lot of people that contact Greenspan end up being guilty, and they're just looking for Greenspan to get them like a lighter sentence or get them a deal or something. But a lot of the, especially those high profile people, they're usually guilty, and that's why they're.
Isn't that Stronach? Didn't Stronach get him as well too? The older, the guy. I think
Con-
Stronach has him as well.
Conrad Black had him, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But place is crazy now. It's crazy. Toronto, I feel like in the GTA, there's like 2 shootings, 3 stabbings, couple carjackings, and a fire every single day. Every single day. That's all I'm seeing now, right?
Right.
I remember when my cousin first came up here from Barbados, he used to say CP24. He used to call CP24 murder, death, kill. He's like, "What are you watching? Murder, death, kill?" I'm like, "Why do you call it that?" Because you hear, oh, somebody was murdered, and then somebody was killed, somebody died, and oh, cut to weather, cut to traffic, right? And then somebody else died, somebody was assaulted, you know, weather,
Do you know
traffic.
where murder death? Do you know where murder death kill came from?
Did it come from like a show or something, or
Demolition Man.
ah,
That's every time Wesley Snipes would kill somebody, it would go murder, death, kill, murder, death, kill.
I never watched
it
Demolition.
came it came from Demolition Man. That was with Sylvester Stallone and Wesley Snipes. That's
Yeah,
where murder, death, kill came from.
I
Don't mind me, man. I watch a lot of movies.
I never watched it. There's so many movies, like series that are popular that I never watched. I never watched any of the Rambos, never watched any of the Rockies. Yeah, I never watched Karate Kid. None of them. I watched Back to the Future though.
Michael J. Fox.
Yeah, I watched Back to the Future, but I mean, a lot of those movies, I didn't watch them. I've never seen Bad Boys, any of them, but I mean, there's a reason for that. I'm too fond of either of the actors, so why would I waste my time? They're a little bit too enough and not funny enough. A little bit too extra, but not funny enough. I just can't. I'm not into that type of humor. But then again, I'm different. I'm wired different. I like dark humor. I find things funny that probably shouldn't be funny, like Gran Torino. Gran Torino is supposed to be a drama, but that's a comedy to me. You know. So Yeah, a lot
Didn't
going
he
on.
call the guy? Didn't he call the guy a puss cake?
Puss
Isn't that
cake.
what?
And
The
I still use that to this day. I love that. Puss cake.
puss
I love
cake.
puss. Yeah.
He doesn't want to be your bro. I don't even. I'm a white, and I don't even want to be your bro. Yo, that line made me laugh. He goes, "I'm a white man, and I don't even want to be your bro. Get out of here, wuss puss or puss cake, whatever he called him.
Yeah, puss cake.
I didn't even do this."
Yep.
Yeah, that movie was different for
Yeah,
sure.
check it out if you haven't watched it already. Gran Torino, funny as hell. And what I like about Gran Torino is it touches on those stereotypes, right? The racial stereotypes that we deal with today. Just like Crash. Crash is another good movie that you watch it today, it makes a lot of sense. It's still relevant. All the shit that's in that movie is still relevant today. It's actually probably more relevant today than it was when the movie came out, right?
Yeah,
That movie won an Oscar when it came out, Crash. That was Best Picture for 2005. And it,
yeah. Hey, Crash was a really good movie. It had a lot of actors, a lot of different perspectives, which was really good to show all the different perspectives. But yeah, no, it was a decent movie.
it's a movie. Yeah. So I'm glad we were a little tame today. We didn't go in too hard on anybody. We don't want to come back and aggravate everybody all at once. We'll get to you one by one. So it was a good show tonight. It was nice talking to you. I think that we have to remind people to check in with their loved ones because everybody's going through something, right? And you might not know what it is, but everybody's going through something. Not everybody's going to verbalize it. Not everybody's going to show it. Not everybody wears their heart on their sleeve. Just checking on their loved ones. If you care about somebody, checking on them, make sure they're good. You know, pay it forward, do unto others, all that cute shit. All that cute shit. Do you have any parting words for us in your wisdom, Clayton?
Yeah, kiss my ass. That's my parting words for tonight. Not to you. That's for anybody that doesn't friggin' understand what we're trying to say tonight. Yeah, you can
For
definitely
anything,
get lost.
no matter.
Don't
We're just
matter.
we're just here to vent. Okay? We're here for my therapeutic purposes, not for your entertainment. So I need to get shit off my chest. This place is crazy. Too much crazy shit going on. I'm still on the fence about that assassination attempt. Uh, yeah. There's too many holes in that story. Way too many holes in that story, but we'll revisit that because more shit's gonna come out, right? Oh, and I heard that the Diddy indictments are coming down anytime now. So we'll wait for that too. We'll talk about that next time.
And I guess one of the other topics I was going to bring up is uh, touch on the whole relationship stuff or lack of relationship or assumed relationships. 'Cause I find a lot of these assumed relationships go real sideways real quick. But anyways, I'm gonna talk about that shit another time.
Yes, for next time. We should get into that because uh we have that. We have a lot of that. You have the assumed relationship. Oh, we don't want to put a label on it because it's going good right now. We don't want to
It's
jinx
complicated. What the frick is complicated about you and somebody talking? What's so complicated? Either you is or you ain't.
yeah,
Anyways, we're gonna touch on that another time. And you probably won't like what I'm gonna say, but again, you know my favorite line, you can kiss my ass. So there you go. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, whatever you want to take it as, there it is.
all that good shit. All that good shit. All right. Good night, everyone.
Have a good night.
Peace out.